Hello everyone on the internet, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel for our next video here in The Sims 2. This is my Build a City challenge. This is Hansen River, and in particular today we are in the Hansen River Military Base. Welcome everyone, I am Addict. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome to Hansen River Military. This is a sub-hood of my main hood, Hansen River. If you've missed the first two videos in this series, I've been touring my off-camera Build a City challenge. I highly recommend checking out the first two videos if you haven't. So yeah, this is the military district of Hansen River, and this was the first sub-hood that I added onto my main neighborhood when I unlocked my first sub-hood, which I think was when Eric Stanton reached the top of the business career or something like that. So yeah, the military moved in just downriver. So Hansen River Main, like the main neighborhood, is just off this way, like this river sort of flows up into Hansen River, and then this is the military district. So this is a feature of the original sort of Build a City challenge rule set, which I'm not sure that a lot of people really play with anymore, but for me it's really quite fun. So yeah, here in the Redmond Flats archive, this is the rule set that I used when I first put together my Build a City challenge. I was reading through the rules, checking everything out, and then there's this whole section here all about the military district, which I will see if I can find here. Okay, so here it says, military is very special and in my opinion very fun, or at least it will be once I have one. The military career is completely unlocked once a military base is established. A military base must be set up as a separate business district, or subhood, attached to the main hood, and must be earned as such according to the rules governing earning a business district. So for me, to earn a business subhood or district, you can reach the top of the business career, and then you get one extra district per 5 player-owned community lots of any rank, and then as other people level up through the business career and reach the top of the business career, you get extra business districts that way too. So it says it should have both residential housing, communal barracks, as well as fully furnished detached houses or apartments if you have apartment life, and community lots. The community lots must be earned as usual, and those that are player owned will most likely be owned and operated by civilians, because really it's quite difficult to successfully run a business and have a regular job. Only military sims may live on the base, however. Civilians who own or operate businesses on the base may only travel to the base, they may not live there. So as we continue to read through here, there's a lot of different rules, which I did sort of just summarize on my spreadsheet because you can see how much text there is here. But the long and the short of it is, only military sims may live in the district unless married in. Other sims may run a business in the district. Adult military sims must live in the business district. Teen elder sims may live off base. All single military sims rank 5 or lower must live in the barracks. Anyone who is higher than rank 5, so rank 5 or higher, sorry, can live in detached housing, which is free. The military provides the housing and they don't pay bills. Actually, I do have my military sims pay bills, so I changed that rule. The houses should be basic, non-editable, and fully furnished. The general's house may be fancy. Anyone leaving the military career must move out and will be granted 20,000 from the military for relocation. Ex-generals and their families, so anyone who retires as a general or quits as a general, will receive a 30,000 simoleon payout. I might actually up that to maybe like 50,000. My military is really rich. And then you can only have one military general at a time, 2 senior officers, 2 astronauts, and 2 commanders in your military district at any time. So yeah, lots and lots of rules here. If you're interested in how I came up with a lot of my rules for my military stuff, you will find a lot of it here. But I have also sort of taken these rules, tweaked them, and done lots of different things with them. One other thing here is it says when the military base is established, you get up to 15 creator sims to begin to populate it, as opposed to the usual 5 for a business district. You don't need to use all 15 if you don't want to. However, all of these sims must take jobs in the military career and so must live on base. So when I first made the Hansen River Military Base, I had 15 creator sim slots that I had for myself to use, and I used all of them. And I put most of them in the barracks, and then I had the general and a senior commander, I think, living separately. So on my spreadsheet, I do have a special tab just for the Hansen River Military. One thing I added was that the different housing, the different detached housing would have different values, monetary values. So the people who live in the barracks just live in the barracks. The counterintelligence officers live in an apartment complex, which is, I will show you. So their house isn't particularly worth a particular amount, but they live in an apartment. The flight officer housing, so this is level 6, is worth about 35,000 simoleons. Level 7, a senior officer, your house is worth 50,000 simoleons. Level 8, you are a commander and your house is worth 100,000 simoleons. Level 9 is you're an astronaut and your house is worth 200,000 simoleons. And then as the general, your house is worth 300,000 simoleons. Now, I completely came up with this by myself. It's arbitrary. It's not necessary. I just thought it would be fun to have something to sort of guide me in how fancy to make all the houses. So my detached housing is definitely not super basic bare bones. The barracks are, and the counterintelligence apartment lot is pretty basic and bare bones. But yeah, as you rank up, you do get very nice places to live. And they don't have to pay to buy the house, but they do have to pay taxes and bills on their house, as well as they pay some council rates as well, but the rates that they pay are lesser. So I hope all that makes sense. Sorry, I know that's a lot. We'll continue to look at my spreadsheet as we kind of go through this tour. But without further ado, let me start introducing you to the sub-hood. So a lot of this sub-hood is hood deco. So I have like this sort of town hall hood deco object here. This is a conversion from The Sims 3. I also have, you'll notice here, this is another conversion from The Sims 3. This is the Sims 3 military rabbit hole. I have more conversions from The Sims 3 over here. I have a science facility, another science facility. I have the rocket launch station, because why not? And then we also have an airstrip as well, with some air hangars in here. So I had a lot of fun decorating this neighborhood to look kind of military. I still have more gaps to fill in. As you see here, I've got a big gap here. I've got a big square over here that's not filled. But I'm sort of saving a bit of room for when we have a few more owned businesses in this neighborhood. But yeah, we don't actually have any owned businesses in this neighborhood just yet. So that's still something that I'll probably start doing. We do have a public park, which the general paid for. And then the other thing I have here, this is technically a little lot. This is a military checkpoint. So this is like the main way in and out of the military district. So to come in and out, you have to go through the checkpoint. And I built this because I thought it was cute. Then we also have a train that comes into the military district as well. So people can get in and out by train. Yeah, so that's the neighborhood. Now, in terms of giving you a tour, I will start with the barracks. This lot is probably going to be the lot that we spend the longest in, because this is fairly complicated, I guess. But let's jump into the infantry barracks and I will give you guys a rundown on how I run the barracks. Right now we have a full 8 Sims living in here, and I have, over time, particularly the last time I was playing the barracks, I have introduced a lot more sort of like systems to help me run the barracks, because 8 Sims, it used to be more than 8 Sims, but like having households with lots and lots of Sims is a lot to manage. And also I wanted it to feel structured. I wanted it to feel military-like. Okay, so here we are. I've got all of my Sims standing out here on the sidewalk. They shouldn't all be out here on the sidewalk. I think this is probably because I've been messing with my mods folder as usual. And when you take things in and out of your mods folder, your Sims all get reset. But this is the military barracks. So we have kind of a huge main building here, and this is where there's a lot of room for Sims to sleep. We have a little car park around here. And then this extra building here is the kind of mess hall and recreational area. You'll also notice a lectern here. So I often have the general come down maybe once or twice a week to give lectures to the Sims who are in the infantry barracks. Also sometimes the astronauts or the senior commanders will come down. Then we also have a few of these career rewards for the military career that I have unlocked because I have mods. And the guys use these every morning. So this is the barracks. So this is meant to be kind of like an older building in the neighborhood. A lot of this neighborhood is very modern, very new, but this is meant to be like an older building. So downstairs we have big sort of public bathrooms and huge shed bedrooms. So we have one bedroom which is usually for the female recruits and one bedroom that is usually for the male recruits. I don't use the gendered doors for that. I actually use this. So at the moment, this is locked. This is the female barracks. So this is a mod by Inge Jones, I think, which gives me extra options for how I want to lock my doors. But yeah, so this is where the females sleep. Oh, someone didn't make their bed this morning. Oh my goodness. Very rebellious. I'll get to that in a minute. And yeah, big shared bathrooms. So anyone who is level 1, 2, or 3 in the military sleeps down here in these shared bedrooms. Level 1 is, I think, a recruit. Level 2 is, what is level 2? Elite forces, sorry. Level 3 is a drill instructor. And then if you're level 4, you're actually a junior officer. And the junior officers actually get to sleep upstairs in a slightly more private bedroom with a shared bathroom in between two of these. So I can have 4 junior officers at a time. So there's 2 bedrooms here, 2 bedrooms here, and they have a shared bathroom. Oh my goodness, and someone didn't pick up their laundry this morning. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But yeah, and then I've got some big sort of communal areas up here where the Sims can sit and study and read and hang out. And there's some computer labs over here. So that is sort of where all the Sims sleep. And then down here is the mess hall, and I use the NPC Shiny Time cooktop. So we have someone who cooks for us. This over here is a little laundry cupboard, actually. So there's laundry machines in here. Someone has to do the laundry all the time, so we do play with laundry. Then yeah, we have lots of seating. And then in here we have a gym, because obviously their physical fitness is paramount importance. And in here we have a rec room. So this is where, when they get their precious recreation time, they come in and hang out. So there's a pool table, obviously. There's some knife throwing targets. This is a custom object by someone. Katie, PC Sims. Yeah. So it's an old piece of custom content. Oh, I need to rebuy this. And then over here is my little mods table and area. So this is a job notice board. So anyone who joins the military can immediately get a job in military. I have the time control clock, which is key for playing the barracks. I play on 60% speed most of the time because I have a lot of Sims, and there's a lot that I want to get done every single day with these Sims. I have the season controller, I have the Sim blender, and I have a phone book so people can look up phone numbers. But yeah, so that's basically the barracks. So I will give you a quick introduction of our Sims. I'm not going to go into this too deeply because we do just have a lot of Sims here. But so I do have currently a few junior officers. One of them is Lindsay Cambria. She also has a brother, Vincent, who is currently counterintelligence. So again, all of these Sims I made to move into the military district, and then it was kind of just a race to see who could get promoted the quickest and move out of the barracks. But yeah, so we have Lindsay Cambria. This is another one of the junior officers. This is Julie Nolan. Oh, we only have 2 junior officers at the moment. Okay, that's fine. And they are responsible for doing room inspections and making sure the barracks run shipshape. So that's why they get the bedrooms of honor upstairs. But yeah, so they will discipline the other Sims if the other Sims act out, and they will talk to the higher ups if the higher ups come down to visit as well. So that's their role. Then when I created these Sims, I created a couple like sort of families. So a lot of these Sims have relationships to other Sims in the neighborhood. So as I mentioned, she has a brother, Vincent, who is counterintelligence, so he no longer lives here. Tim and Lucas Finn are twin brothers. So this is Tim Finn, and this is his twin brother, Lucas. So Lucas is a drill instructor level 3. Tim is currently a light forces level 2. Then we have Leland McCann. He has a sister who's actually now a flight officer. So she's like level 6. So she got promoted up pretty quickly. He's still a elite forces. This is Michael Justice. He is a drill instructor level 3. I like his name, Michael Justice, you know, born to be in the military, obviously. We have Kelly Ryder over here. Now, Kelly is currently a recruit level 1. She's a very unlucky Sim. She just gets demoted all the time. She will work her way up, get a chance card, pick the wrong outcome, and get demoted. It's quite sad, but she's still a recruit currently. We have Finn Bernstein, who's here. He's another elite forces. How do you say that? Is it elite or elite? Elite, probably. But yeah, so those are our Sims. Lindsay, Finn, Julie, Kelly, Leland, Lucas, Michael, and Tim. These guys don't have traits yet because I haven't assigned them traits yet because I'm a bit lazy sometimes, but I do have headcanon for most of them. So I won't spend too long getting into their personalities and giving you sort of big introductions to these Sims because they're all just military recruits right now. Some of them are in love with each other. That's something worth mentioning. So Finn Bernstein is in love with Kelly Ryder. So these two have a long-standing relationship. And then I think there's one other couple as well. So Lucas Finn is in love with Julie Nolan, but Julie is not in love with him. So he's got a big crush. Lindsay, I thought you had a crush on someone, but maybe you don't. Oh, my bad. And then Michael, did you have a relationship? You're good friends with Kelly Ryder as well. Okay, so it's actually only... Oh, no, wait, here we go. Kelly Ryder and Finn Bernstein are in love. And that's actually all. I thought there was more Sims than that who were in relationships, but I guess not. But these, when you have lots of Sims living in one house and you've got ACR and they're not, you know, all related, people tend to fall in love, so they're in love. Finn and Kelly won't be able to get married, unfortunately, till they move out of the barracks, but he does really want to get married to her, so hopefully they'll be able to get promoted up. But so the way that I play the barracks, I mentioned that I play them on slow speed, and that is because I actually have like a whole schedule with the barracks, and I have reprimands, so things that the Sims can get in trouble for, and I have punishments for when you're in trouble. Yeah, so let me go through that. Oh, I must have actually changed this. So I'm only allowed to have 2 junior officers and 2 drill instructors. Okay, so I guess the drill instructors get to sleep upstairs too. I changed that back to just 4 junior officers. I'm not sure. Anyway, so in the barracks we can have some junior officers, some drill instructors. We have unlimited recruit and elite forces slots, and they all sleep downstairs in the bunk beds. The drill instructors train the recruits, offer lessons on the course. So by the course, I mean this thing. So for example, let's grab a drill instructor here. So Lucas is a drill instructor, and he can offer lessons to anyone else in the barracks who is, I think, like lower body skill or lower in rank than him. Not sure, but yeah, so he can offer lessons to people. So in the mornings, we'll get to this, but at 4 a.m. they get up, and at 4:30 a.m. they all have to come out and run the obstacle course, and the drill instructors will drill the recruits and the elite forces. All Sims must make their beds before leaving for work or get reprimanded. At the end of the week or round, calculate the wages page and have the Sims bank expected wages. The general visits, I have actually updated this, so he will visit once per week plus a chance of extra. Roll a dice. And if the general comes down and the barracks are in disarray, then everyone gets in trouble. Everyone gets a reprimand. I use the sim letter to change everyone to be hungry at mealtimes. No one gets to snack. Everyone has to eat at mealtimes. If the snow is too heavy, the morning workout, so the obstacle course, can be indoors in the gym, but then they still all have to come down and do their morning workout. So the barracks schedule is that at 4 a.m. everybody is up out of bed, and I use alarm clocks to make that happen. By 4:30, everybody has to be out and running the obstacle course. By 5:30, so they run it for an hour, it's into the showers to get ready for work, and then people tend to leave for work around 6 to 6:30 a.m. and that is simply just a feature of the military career, that most of the jobs tend to start at 7 a.m. in the morning every day, so they all have to be ready to go by about 6 in the morning. If the Sims are not working, then from 7 till 9 is free time, and then by 9 a.m. is when the room inspections are. So if the rooms are not clean by 9 a.m., say the bed's not made or there's piles of laundry, whoever did that will get a reprimand. 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. is lunchtime, then 2 till 5 is doing chores and skilling, then dinner is served at 5, from 6 p.m. till 7:30 is free time, so leisure time, and then 8 p.m. is bed with lights out. So this is a lot to fit in to every day, which is why I use the time clock. I slow it down to 60 to 70% in the morning when I'm doing all this. I put it back to 100% during the day when people are at work, because that's just fine. Then I slow it back down to 70% in the afternoon and evening when there's lots more things happening, and then it goes at 100% again while everyone is sleeping. So you could get reprimanded for having an unmade bed or a messy room, slacking off of the schedule. So say it's like 5 a.m. and someone isn't out at the obstacle course yet. They are slacking off a schedule and they will get a reprimand. Acting out during a speech from the general. So when the general comes down, he makes a speech, and if one of the Sims decides to just wander off or do something silly while the general is there, they will get a reprimand. Obviously, you want to behave properly in front of the general. So if anyone fights, they get a reprimand. And for any improper behaviour in front of military officials, which is senior officer or higher, you will also get a reprimand. They reset per week. So per week, you can get reprimanded for these things daily. Multiple things per day if you want to. And then I have a punishment system as well. So for your first reprimand, you get a lecture. If you get a second reprimand in the same week, you are on laundry duty with a manual wash tub. If you get a third reprimand, you're in solitary confinement. If you get a fourth reprimand, you are demoted. And if you get another reprimand in the same week, solitary confinement, by the way, will last a day. Yeah, if you get a fourth reprimand after that, you're demoted. And if you get a fifth reprimand after that, you are fired and you are no longer in the military career. So that is how I play the barracks. I don't know, I thought it was fun. I'm still sort of coming up with more ideas for the barracks and the military in general. Like I want to have maybe a military specific random occurrence scenario as well that I roll once per day or once per week or something, just to make things a bit more fun, a bit more spicy. But I do play the military barracks very regimented. So yeah, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to what goes on down here. Now, I used to play the military barracks first out of the neighborhood, but because we've got a limited number of slots in terms of like how many people can get promoted, what I'm actually going to start doing from next round onwards is going top down in terms of who I play. So we start with the general, then we go to the astronauts, the commanders, the senior officers, the flight officers, and then the counterintelligence, then the barracks last of all. And that is simply so that people have the opportunity to get promoted and move up out of the barracks. So I got halfway through playing through my winter round, so it's Thursday in winter, and I was like, wait a minute, all these people are ready to get promoted, but they can't because the counterintelligence slots are all full. And then the counterintelligence people can't get promoted yet because we've already got 2 flight officers. And they could get promoted, but I just haven't played them yet. So instead of playing, from like the bottom up, I'm actually going to play from the top down. But yeah, so that's the military base. It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of micromanagement. This would not be everybody's play style. I'm sure some people would be going like, oh my God, that's way too much work. I get it, but I have fun. I enjoy it. So they all, of course, wear their everyday wear is like a white top and army pants as well. I have a lot of like military CC that is converted from Sims 3 and Sims 4. Yeah, so they all dress in the barracks. They all wear white with army green pants. Kelly's currently in her active wear. That's why she's wearing something else. And Finn, I guess, is in his outerwear. But yeah, so that is the barracks, the infantry barracks. If you have any questions on how that works, feel free to leave me a comment and let me know. But yeah, basically you get in here, you live a very regimented life, you skill, work your way up and hope to get promoted before your friends. So once you're promoted up out of the infantry barracks, you are then a level 5, which is a counterintelligence officer. So counterintelligence literally means like a lot of sort of recon, a lot of undercover work in my mind. Like they're gathering information in secret and gathering information for, by going behind enemy lines and doing all that kind of thing when you're counterintelligence. So the people in counterintelligence live all together here in this apartment lot, technically, which I designed to try to look similar to this building here. So it's meant to look like it's all sort of similar. Don't know how well I did with that. But so this is technically an apartment lot, and I have 4 Sims who live in here currently. I have Vincent Cambria, Kim Grunt, Brenton Astaire, and Jamie Forsyth. So I'm just going to go into one of these households because they're all the same, but let me show you the counterintelligence. So this is CIHQ. So let's go into Jamie Forsyth. So CIHQ is a very private lot. This has all visitors pretty much banned. You can only come here if you are counterintelligence or if you are the general or if you are a commander. Basically, no one else is allowed to come to the counterintelligence lot because very hush hush. So yeah, this is CIHQ. So once you level up to level 5, this is where you get to move into. The lot is an apartment lot, as I said. So the upstairs has 4 identical apartments. You get a double bedroom, which you could share with someone else if you wanted to. You get your own nice little private bathroom with a laundry machine, of course. Nice living room space, little computer and workspace, and a bookshelf. So Jamie, all the people in CIHQ do have traits. Jamie in particular is an athletic sim. She's a diva. She's got star quality. She's a bit dramatic and she's a bit mean-spirited. So she's actually not a very nice person, but she is very pretty, is dear Jamie Forsyth. She is in love with Brenton Astaire, who lives next door. And then Kim and Vincent are also in love. So yeah, they coupled off pretty quickly living in CIHQ. But yeah, so all the apartments are upstairs, as you see here. And then if we go downstairs, over here, we've got 4 fairly similar looking CI officers. So when they're not at work, they're still expected to do extra work. Counterintelligence is very demanding, very rigorous. So they work 8 till 2, and then from 2 till 5, they're expected to come in and work in their office to continue gathering more intel. So Jamie's office is the one with the red key. What? Yeah. So this is another mod by Inge Jones. But yeah, so Jamie spends a couple of hours in here every afternoon trying to gather sort of intel on the enemy and their whereabouts, their activities. So she's got, this is a really cool conversion from The Sims 4 Strangerville, I want to say. This is like their listening station that they had. So they come down here and they will usually write articles or do crosswords or practice writing or something like that. But I have them work in here for a few hours in the afternoon every day. Yeah, So then over here, this is another one of the offices. Most of the offices also have random pieces of clothing in them because I pretend they go undercover quite often. This big duffel bag here as well in this office. And then another one over the hall here. So they're quite similar. Little subtle differences in every one, but fairly similar overall. All the windows have big blinds on them too, so anyone walking past can't just peer in. Over here we have their sort of mini mess hall. And one problem I'm actually having with this lot, which is really frustrating, is because it's an apartment lot, what the Sims actually do is they come down, grab food, and then take it back upstairs to their apartment and eat it on the couch. And it's really annoying, and I really wish they wouldn't do that. So if anyone has any tips on how to stop that from happening, please let me know, because I want them to eat down here at the dining table instead. But yeah, this is their sort of mess hall. Again, I've got my little mods table over here, little coffee station, and of course they also have a nice gym, because even though they're counterintelligence now, they still have to keep up their fitness. But there's no like really strict regimen with counterintelligence. They're expected to come and work in their office in the afternoon, but they don't technically have to. Like, no one's checking up on them, unless the general happens to pop by, in which case you probably would want to look like you're doing something useful. But yeah, there's no up at 4 a.m. to exercise and this at this time and this at this time and this at this time. It's a lot freer, and there's no reprimands. There's no one doing room inspections. There's no one doing anything like that. A lot of the Sims do tend to keep their rooms pretty tidy anyway, but yeah, Counterintelligence HQ is a very private lot, but it's a little bit less strict than the infantry barracks is. So I wonder if I could just sort of grab the other Sims out of there. Let's ask all the other Sims to come out, and then hopefully I can introduce you to them that way, because I don't particularly feel like loading in and out of this lot like 4 separate times to introduce you to the other CI officers. Now, all of the CI officers' everyday wear is based in this sort of white, so if I just redress you, they all wear sort of white camo instead of green, just to distinguish them from the infantry. But yeah, so let's start with introducing you to Brenton Astaire, who Jamie is very much in love with. Wanna open your eyes, dude? Or so here he is. Here's Brenton. So he, oh my god, he wants to flirt with Tosha. No, honey. A, Tosha's married, and B, you have Jamie here, and C, you're not even attracted to her. What is your problem? Are you a secondary romance sim? He might be secondary romance. I think Brenton is. He's a bit of a jerk. Anyway, so Brenton Astaire's popularity sim, as you see here, he is in love with Jamie, but apparently he's got a wandering eye. Counterintelligence level 5, obviously. He's quite outgoing, but not very nice. And his traits are that he is a daredevil, an adventurous, a virtuoso, a diva, and a perfectionist. So yeah, he's a little bit of an asshole, basically. I think I actually wrote that down in my spreadsheet. Wait, did I? Yeah, he's in love with Jamie, is a bit of an asshole. This was some notes that I wrote down before I remade the neighborhood, I think. And I tend to keep notes on my Sims just as I play. So yeah, that was a note that I wrote down for Brenton. So yeah, Jamie Forsyth, let's see what I had written down for her. 2 bolts of chemistry with Michael Justice. Love triangle between her, Leland, and Brenton. Oh my gosh, that's right. Yeah, so when Jamie was still living in the military barracks, everyone was just in love with her. And I mean, like, look at her. Can you blame them? Yeah, she had so much trouble, like, balancing all her men. Everyone was just in love with Jamie. She ended up with Brenton, lucky guy, but I think only because they sort of moved out and became counterintelligence. But yeah, Leland McCann, who was one of the infantry guys, was also very much in love with Jamie. And then she had chemistry also with Michael Justice, but they didn't become romantically involved, I don't think. But yeah, so that's Brenton and Jamie. So next up here we've got Vincent Cambria. So this is Lindsay Cambria's brother. Lindsay was in the infantry barracks, if we will remember. So he is a knowledge sim. He currently wants to maximize his body skill. He is extremely, extremely fit. I think he's, level 9 body skill, so he takes his fitness very seriously. I think that's because his hobby's science. Oh, okay, well, whatever. But yeah, so he's a knowledge sim. He's going steady with Kim over here. They have a very sweet relationship. His traits are that he's athletic, he has no sense of humor, he's very disciplined, he's a great kisser, and he's quite neat. I base their traits kind of on their personality, so he's a little grouchy and serious. And then he's neat, outgoing, and active. So, he got no sense of humor and discipline because he is so serious and grouchy, and then active as well. And then as a redeeming feature, I made it so he's a great kisser. But yeah, so he actually wants to become head of the SCIA. So I'm not sure if he'll actually stay in the military or move out and join the SCIA, the intelligence career track instead. But suffice it to say, he absolutely loves being counterintelligence. So he's not particularly bothered if he gets promoted or not. But yeah, we might have him move out and do that. Brenton actually wants to become the visionary level 10, which is probably not going to happen. I'll probably change that to something else. Jamie currently just wants to earn 100,000 simoleons, so she can do that in pretty much any career. Then last but not least, over here we have Kim Grunt. So yeah, she's in love with Vincent, but she also still wants to flirt with Brenton. So they have pretty great chemistry, actually. But so Kim is a fortune sim. Kim at one point, I think it was Kim, went on a date with the general. Yeah, she got demoted, actually. She went on a date with the general, and then their date ended up being fairly lame. So I think she was trying to work her way up maybe through getting in with the general, but that didn't end too well. But yeah, so she is obviously counterintelligence. She is an Aries, so she's outgoing, fairly grouchy. Her hobby is fitness. And her traits are that she's flirty, loves to swim, loves the heat, is a social butterfly, and is a bit of a workaholic. So that's Kim. And that is my counterintelligence HQ. Right, so if you get promoted up out of counterintelligence, you are then a level 6 flight officer. Your house should be worth 35,000 simoleons. So over here is where the flight officers live. I have 2 houses for flight officers. I have Josie McCann, who lives here, and I have Kulap Zeng, who lives here. So let's start with Josie. So as I said, most of the military district is actually quite modern in style. I went out of my comfort zone and I decided to build mostly modern houses. So it's meant to look like a fairly new military, or maybe like once upon a time the military was here and, you know, they had these big barracky buildings, they had the main buildings and stuff. And then new funding came in, new life was breathed into the military, and there should be a tree there. And yeah, all this new housing got built. There was big investment back into the Hansen River Military, and yeah, it all sort of got redone. So this was based off a floor plan I found online. All of these buildings are based off of online floor plans. So this is her little house. This is flight officer housing. So this is where your life really starts to improve significantly. So they've got, you know, their main bedroom back here. They've got an ensuite, a dedicated laundry room. They've got another bathroom here. They've got 2 other bedrooms here and here. So once you are a flight officer, you really have the opportunity to sort of start a family and start expanding into your house and all that kind of thing. You can marry a civilian. You could marry a fellow military person. I haven't quite decided what to do. Say Josie was in love with someone who was living in the barracks and they wanted to get married. I think the person who's in the barracks would have to continue living in the barracks. I'm not sure though. I'm still thinking about that. If you have any thoughts on that, let me know what you would do. Or say she fell in love with a counterintelligence officer or whatever. Or maybe she fell in love with someone higher up than her. I don't know if I would let her then move into their house or if she would have to stay in her house. I haven't decided on that yet, but anyway. So Josie is a knowledge sim. She doesn't have many relationships right now. This is just a result of the hood reset and the hood rebuild. But she is a perceptive sim. She's a perfectionist. She loves the cold. She is adventurous and she is a natural cook. So her hobby is cuisine. And then she is also very neat and otherwise very balanced, which is why I made her a bit of a perfectionist. She doesn't have any particular romantic interest. She didn't have any romantic interest when I left her. She, as a knowledge sim, she got promoted up as quickly as she did because she was always so devoted to learning skills and bettering herself. Like I think that's wrong. I think her original lifetime want was to max out 7 skills. So she's always been really head down focused on her goals and on her career. So I wouldn't be surprised if she eventually works her way up to astronaut, maybe even general. We'll have to see who gets there first. Okay, and then here we have another identical house, and this sim is Kulap Zeng. So, if you watched my last video, we met the rest of his family. We met his mother and father, Lawan and Kamon, and his sister, Opal. So he wanted to join the military. He randomly rolled, this is wrong, his lifetime want was originally to become the general level 10. I haven't fixed everyone's lifetime want since I remade the hood, but I will. So Kulap Zeng is a very interesting sim. He has always been a little bit troublesome. He's a popularity sim, but he is super mean. Always has been super duper mean. He never got along with his father. He barely got along with his mother. He did get along with his sister. And he had relationships with both Hannah and Giselle Bertino when they were teenagers. He shared both of these girls' first kisses. He was both of their first smooches. And when he was in the barracks, he got into so much trouble. This was before I even had like the sort of written down reprimand system and stuff. But he was just always fighting with the other Sims in the barracks. Like I have a note for Kulap, which is that he's been fighting with Vincent and Michael, being punished to solitary confinement because he was just constantly fighting and not getting along with the other Sims. So Vincent Cambria and Michael Justice and this guy. Constant fisticuffs, constantly getting into trouble. And it was always Kulap's fault. So he ended up going into solitary confinement for a while and eventually got lucky and got promoted out before the others did. So he wants to become the general. He's quite ambitious. His traits are that he is ambitious, he is hot-headed, he is a diva, he is disciplined, and that is because of his mother. His mother, Lawan, she tends to discipline her kids very much. And he's also a daredevil. So he works hard for what he wants and he does not let anyone stand in his way. He does not care to, who he hurts along the way. He's a popularity sim in that he wants to have friends in high places, but anyone below him is not worth knowing. Or anyone even like the same rank as him is just not worth knowing, according to Kulap. So we'll have to see, like if he ends up becoming the general like he wants, he's probably going to be a nightmare general. Yeah, his mum and him have done a lot to repair their relationship. Lawan is a very nurturing sim, and so she has made a lot of effort to reconnect with Kulap since he moved out and joined the military. She does invite him home often, and he does come home for parties and things like that. He usually ends up in a fight with his dad, but he and his sister get along, and yeah, he and his mother are now friends, which is nice. It's nice to see. So currently, in terms of my rotations and my rounds, I'm actually up to playing Josie and Kulap. So we'll be playing them soon, and I'm expecting them to get promoted up. But because right now we have 2 available slots for commanders. Senior officers. Senior officer is the next spot. And these are the 2 houses available for senior officers. They're worth just under 50k. And then we have 2 available houses as well for commanders. And these are worth about 100k. This one's only worth 50 because of depreciation. So in The Sims 2, objects depreciate in value, but a freshly built one of these houses is worth 100,000 simoleons. And then we also have 1 astronaut slot available. And of course the general slot is filled. But so yeah, when I play these guys next, I'm expecting that definitely Josie will probably get promoted up. She might even get a few promotions. It would not surprise me. But let me show you the houses that I built for the senior officers. I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah, senior officers. But yeah, so these are the houses for the senior officers. These, I don't think actually, did I use a floor plan for these or did I just wing these? Might have just winged these. These are very spacious. So again, once you sort of start ranking up, you can really start to have lots of kids and really create a life for yourself here in the military district. But so if we, Kerwin Loveday, who we will meet, he's currently an astronaut, but he started out as a senior officer and this was his home, and it looks like he left a dirty plate here. I can't delete it, which is annoying. How rude, Kerwin. Reprimand for you. But yeah, you walk in and this is the sort of kitchen space and dining space. There's a big double staircase going upstairs. We have a sunken living room over here, as well as a little gym area. Everyone in the military tends to get a gym. Lucky guys. So, and then also I think over through this door is a little study, an office. And then upstairs, if we go upstairs, there is a fully furnished master bedroom suite. So big, beautiful master bedroom area, a walk-through double wardrobe, and then ensuite. And then we have a family bathroom area here. So lots of Sims can use the bathroom at the same time. And then I have 2 empty bedrooms as well. And that is they're just empty because, you know what, I do have 3,000 simoleons. I probably could furnish these up a little bit. Might see if I could do that off camera, but yeah, these houses are supposed to cap out at being worth 50,000 simoleons, so I would probably struggle to furnish these and keep it under 50k, but I could probably have a go at doing that. But yeah, so this is the house that you get to live in if you are a senior officer, and there's an identical one across the road. They're the same lot, so. Okay, so then if you get promoted up to level 8, you are a commander, and you get a house that is worth 100,000 simoleons. So these are the houses that I built for my commanding Sims, my commanders. Again, a very modern design. This was a floor plan, I think, that I found and recreated. So you come in, there's like a nice little driveway space, and then this is the main entrance through here. Let's get down in here and see if we can do a proper little tour. So yeah, you come in the front doors here. There's a beautiful living room space over here. And then over here we have the dining room and kitchen. I used a lot of kitchen basic in these builds because it's modern and fairly cheap. You go out the back door, have a beautiful pool, which you can see here as well. Then through this archway, we have a huge downstairs double bedroom with, I believe, a walk-in robe. Yep, and ensuite. These houses are very luxurious. They start to get very luxurious at this rank. And then there's lots of storage in the hallways, and then through here, this is the laundry. Yep, have a beautiful laundry room down here. Don't even have a washing machine in here though. I will have to fix that. Then if we go upstairs, through this door is another sort of family bathroom. These houses have a lot of bathrooms. Through here is another big, beautiful double bedroom. And again, it has a walk-in robe and ensuite sort of through there. Then if we go through this door, this is a room that is devoted to be a nursery, so you can have babies here and everything's all set up for you. Through this door here, there is an upstairs study and living room, and then this also leads out onto the deck. And then it also has another bedroom here, which is a twin share sort of children's bedroom design. So let me give you an overhead so it sort of makes more sense. So yeah, there's a big double bedroom downstairs, big double bedroom upstairs, and then another bathroom, nursery, and twin share room. So again, you can have lots and lots of babies once you're a what did I say, commander? Yeah, right. So then after you are a commander, which is level 8, you move up to level 9, which is an astronaut, and your house is going to be worth roughly 200,000 simoleons new. Again, because of depreciation, that tends to drop after you start playing a lot. But then you get to move into an astronaut house. Now these houses, we're going to pop into the Loveday family here and meet the Loveday family because we do have an actual astronaut. These houses, I actually have a speed build here on my YouTube channel of me building these houses. It's called 200k Modern Monolith. I uploaded it years ago just to give you an idea of when I actually built the military district. But yeah, so I built these houses. This was based off of a real estate listing that I found. So this particular house was for sale, and the website had the floor plan and pictures of the interior and everything that you could need to create the house. So let me go ahead and just change it to morning time. It is currently still a bit snowy here, even though it's spring now. But yeah, this is the modern monolith. This is the house that's worth 200,000 simoleons. So yeah, if you want to watch me build this, you can check out that video. And yeah, this is like super getting up to the super luxurious phase of being in the military. But I figure, you know, if you're an astronaut, you're gonna have a damn nice house. If I was an astronaut, I'd want to have a really nice house. Yeah, basically you walk in and there is a big sort of double story entrance foyer area that you can see here. So this is all open. Big sliding barn door leads you through into the downstairs office. See over here. And then this direction is the formal living room with bar. We have a little butler's station here, leading through into kitchen. There's a family who lives here, so obviously there is a bit of mess, but yeah, this is the kitchen space. And then over here is the living room. So we have babies in this house, which is why there's baby stuff, but usually it doesn't come with baby stuff. My family has bought that and paid for that themselves. We go upstairs. Whoop. This door here leads into the master suite. So here are Kerwin and Tosha sleeping in their bed. I will introduce you to them in a minute. This is the master suite. Kerwin is a music sim. He likes to play the bass, so he has a bass. Through here is their ensuite. Super spacious. Oh, and they also have, oh yeah, a big walk-in robe. That's a mirror, by the way. So one of the walls is a mirror to make it look double the size. Through this door is a child's room, which at the moment I have actually made into a nursery because we have a beautiful little daughter who's currently asleep in her crib. Originally, it was not furnished like this. It was furnished more like just a kid's bedroom, but she actually has a built-in closet and her own bathroom. Every room in this house has its own bathroom, so that's kind of nice. Sorry about the piles of laundry on the floor as well. Down this way, we have another really, really nice, large double bedroom. So this will be like a room for a teenager, I'd imagine. Again, with its own private bathroom. And if we head back out here, this is the laundry room. And then this is the final bedroom we have over here. So yeah, these Sims, so my Sims never have to pay for these houses as they rank up. They basically get a grant from the military to go ahead and move into their house, whatever their rank reflects. But they do, as I said, have to pay rates on their houses because the military has to make money. Oh, and then out the back we have a pool, of course, a beautiful big back deck. We have a little outdoor like fire pit area over here, which is kind of nice. And then like a little pool room back here, I guess, which actually is a little toilet. And then this is like a little utility room. That's kind of fun. But now let's go ahead and actually meet the Sims who live here. So they are currently sleeping and I'm going to quit without saving, so I won't wake them up out of their bed. But this is Carowin Loveday. So Carowin was a Sim that I created in Kaz, in Create a Sim, when I originally unlocked the military. And so he is a fortune Sim. He is an astronaut, as we know. He has good relationships with a lot of people in the hood. He's friends with Orlando Bertino, who we will remember. And he's working on being friends with a lot more people in the neighborhood as well. He had tons of friends before the hood got corrupted and had to be rebuilt. So I'm kind of working at bringing that back up. He is fairly nice. He's one of the nicer Sims in the military district. He's quite active. And his hobby, as I said, is music and dance. His traits are that he is a schmoozer. He is ambitious. He loves the cold. He's a natural cook and he's a bit of a party animal. So he loves throwing parties and entertaining. I think his secondary aspiration is popularity. Yeah. So he's a fortune popularity Sim. If General McMaster ever decides to retire, he would obviously currently be first in line to replace him, but I don't know if he'd want to be the general because he's too nice, but we'll see. So he married Tosha Go, who is an original Pleasant View teenager. Just a reminder that I started with that default pool of townies. She's currently pregnant, which is why her needs are not great. And yeah, so Tosha was a teenager when the hood started. She's currently actually working for the school. She works there as an office lady. So she does have a job. She hasn't been to work in a while because she's raising babies, but she does have a job working at the school. She's highly, highly skilled. She came to me that way. When I married her in from the townie pool, she had a crap ton of skills and I was like, all right, geez. Her hobby is nature. So she likes flowers. And she's a very sort of average cabbage in terms of her personality. She's fairly playful and nice. Her traits are, she is a good Sim, but she's a bit unlucky. She loves to be outside. She's hopeless romantic and she's a bit socially awkward. I don't know. I sort of just see that personality for Tosha. She always just struck me as kind of like an awkward Sim. I don't know if you guys ever got that vibe from Tosha Go, but she always struck me as awkward. She is pregnant right now, so they're going to be having baby number 2. She's a family Sim, so she wants to have lots of babies. But baby number 1 is little Winnie Loveday. So I'm up to double you guys in my naming convention. If you guys remember, I'm on an alphabetical naming convention here. Yeah, this is Winnie Loveday. She is an absolute clone of her father. She looks exactly like Carowin, absolutely nothing like Tosha. But she's a little cutie patootie. She was only born the last time I was playing this family, which was actually just the other day. And yeah, she has this really nice room. And right now she just wants to grow up. But her personality right now is that she's very outgoing and very, very nice. And she doesn't have her traits yet. Oop, I need to give her some traits. So yeah, they have little Winnie. They're going to have another baby. Probably at least another one after that as well. So lots of kiddly winkies for this family. And yeah, this is one of my favorite families to play. I really like playing the Loveday family. They're really nice. So then last but not least, we have General Richard McMaster, who lives up here on the hill. Forgive this stuff, this like tearing stuff here. This is, I believe, one of these objects doesn't have a proper hood imposter. So from neighborhood view, it looks all wacky, but in the game, it looks fine. But yeah, the General's house is up here on the hill. So he can sort of look over the rest of the district. There we go, there's a good view of it. And yeah, let's jump in and meet General Richard McMaster. So when I created Hansen River Military, General McMaster was already the general. I wanted to have a general. right off the bat with my military hood because I thought it would be fun. So he's always been the general, but we'll see who. It's like a race to see who's going to take over from him when he retires. But as I said, the view from his front yard is that he can look down over the rest of the military base. And even though it's just come into spring, it's still heavy snow here, so you'll have to forgive the heavy snow. But this is the general's house. This house, again, I built, if I just clear the snow off. Yeah, this is a house I built. It was another one that was based off of like a real estate listing that I found. This is a real place that's like somewhere near New York, the state of New York, potentially. I might be wrong about that. But if you literally Google like military mansion house design or something, you will probably find this house. Let me see if I can actually do it. Hold on. Yeah, I see it already. Here it is. Oh, Washington, sorry, not New York, sorry. Washington State's Bainbridge Island, built by the US Navy. This 10-acre estate. So here's the real house. This was my inspiration for this build. I'm very proud of this build, by the way. Here we go. So pictures. Right. So yeah, this was the house that I based this off. You will notice that this is actually quite similar to Malcolm Landgrab's house in The Sims 2 in a lot of ways, but just way nicer. Yeah, so this was the inspiration for the interior. And in a minute, I'll take you through the lot. You can see how I recreated this. Formal dining room, beautiful kitchen. Yeah, so this is how I find inspiration for builds, guys. I Google stuff. But yeah, so that's the house this was based off of. And this was my recreation of it. So you can kind of see if we zoom out, there's the general shape of it. So this is the front entrance. So if we come in through here, this is the entry sort of foyer. And then here we have big hallway, which kind of leads down to, this is the formal dining room, which has currently got messy bowls in here, not ideal. And a baby swing, because they have babies, but that wasn't originally there. Formal living room over here. A little pool table, and this is the sort of bar area. Then down here, again, this is where it's quite similar to Malcolm Landgrab's house. We have like a sunken sort of pool room area. Which is very, very nice. He has a falcon, the general. This is his falcon. He loves his falcon very much. There's a beautiful sort of outdoor patio area here, which they haven't been using lately because it's been winter, but in the summer they'll use this, host parties out there and like that. And then if we head back up through the house, again, I'm super proud of this lot, but I take no credit for the inspiration for like the interior design and stuff. I'm not this good at interior design. I copy people. This is the kitchen and sort of family room area. So this is like the informal part of the house. We have a little breakfast table here, a nice little informal sort of sitting space with an activity table. And then this is kind of like the room that the kids would hang out in, like while the adults are having a party down the other end of the house. You know, like all the kids would be up here playing video games and hanging out and jumping on the couches and whatever. So this is meant to be the more casual part of the house. But I absolutely love this kitchen. I would die to have this kitchen in real life. And then if we look in here, you can see all the way through. You're meant to be able to see all the way through to the sky. That's meant to be a big skylight. It's really, really hard to make that happen in The Sims, but that is meant to be the idea. That's okay. If we head up the stairs. We are in their nice hallway, and you'll see here some photos of their beautiful little family. So this was their firstborn. What was his name? I can't remember. I'll find out in a minute. But yeah, through this door here is the family bathroom. Big, spacious family bathroom. This door here we have the nursery currently with their son. What is your name, son? It's going to bug me. Uriah, that's right. I was up to U in my naming convention. And I was like, what the heck do I name a kid whose name starts with a U? And I came up with Uriah, which I think means like gift from God or something like that. I thought it was really cute. But yeah, so here's Uriah. This door here is Richard's music room. Richard is another music and dance sim, and he has this really cool music room. Why not? Then these double doors here lead through into the master suite. So Richard McMaster is this sim here, and he married Ivy Cooper. And these are some pictures from their wedding, which I made into a recolor of one of the Max's photo frames. They had a beautiful, very big, fancy wedding. But if we continue down into here, we've got a cat bed and a crib that weren't here originally, but they are here now. But this is the master suite. So they have their own sort of little sitting space up here with a fireplace. Their bed is actually over here. Apparently Richard's upset because maybe his wife stinks, or maybe the baby stinks. Oh, the baby stinks. Okay. Hey, Richard. You look great, bud. Through these French doors here is the double shower bathroom. Fancy. And through these double doors here is their walk-in robe. So just a reminder, this house was meant to be worth 300,000 simoleons when I built it, and it was. It's now depreciated to be worth about half that, but it's a very fancy house. So then if we go back down the hallway, I'll just come out of first-person camera. We have another room here, which is Richard's office. So he can work from home if he wants to. And then this room here is currently just set up to be sort of like a spare but double bedroom with its own, with its own ensuite. So this might eventually become another kid's room, maybe. We'll have to see how we go, but this was how it was originally decorated and furnished. So yeah, to give you more of an overhead, here is the upstairs layout. So master suite, family bathroom, 1, 2, 3, 4 extra bedrooms. And then if we go back downstairs, this is the formal end of the house. Oh yeah, there's a double sort of like toilet situation here, which again reminds me a lot of the land grab house. Kitchen. Oh, and then we have this gigantic, non-functional garage as well. So I've got some fake garage doors here, and he actually parks his car here on the driveway, but we do use this space as a little laundry, and the cat litter tray is here as well. And then out the back, they have a beautiful sort of formal courtyard area here. And then the terrain slopes up slightly to just a really beautiful big open backyard with, of course, a military obstacle course, because he will no doubt start training his kids from a young age to run military course. So yeah, in terms of the Sims themselves, let's first of all say hello to General McMaster. I'll get you to stop complaining about your daughter's stinky nappy. Open your eyes, bud. Here he is. Whoops. So yeah, General Richard McMaster has a lot of sort of lines on his face. He is a bit older, but he's got frown lines because he's always been a very serious, frowny man. He's a knowledge sim. He is married to Ivy Cooper, as I mentioned. So we'll meet her in a second. They have 2 kids, Uriah and Victoria. He is neat, active, serious, and not super mean, but also not super nice. And his traits are that he is a perceptive sim, he's a workaholic, he's handy, has no sense of humor, and he is a perfectionist. Ivy, meanwhile, over here in bed. Can I just get you to just get out of bed just for a minute there, Ivy? I'm sorry, I know. And Richard, can you go and snuggle little Victoria? Oh no, her head's invisible. Oh no. We might be getting some invisible pink flashing here. I've been loading in and out of a lot of lots, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh dear. Oh no. Gonna have to reload. Be back in a sec. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. This is the beautiful Ivy Cooper, now Ivy McMaster. Lucky girl, got to marry the general. She is a knowledge sim. She is very much in love with her husband, and she is starting to make friends with other people around the neighborhood, but early days. But yeah, so she is currently a knowledge sim. I think she might be secondary family. No, she's not. Okay, that's fine, whatever. She doesn't have a job. She currently just lives in the mansion and takes care of the babies, and she wants to, I think, like, reach maximum enthusiasm in 5 hobbies. So she's pretty much just going to be a hobby addict and a skill person, and she will just skill and play out her hobbies because she doesn't have to work because she's married to the military general. But her personality is that she is a cat person. She's eco-friendly. She's a bit of a daredevil. She's athletic, and she is lucky. I made her lucky because I was like, damn, honey, you got to marry the general. As I mentioned, they do have 2 children. Here is Uriah screaming in his cot. Can you like close your mouth a little bit there, dude? Wow, that took a while, didn't it, little buddy? Oh, he's very sad. Okay, well, this is Uriah McMaster, so this is the little boy. He was born first, obviously looks, I think he's actually got Richard's eye colour, but yeah, looks a lot like Ivy. And then up here we have the general being an excellent daddy and changing little Victoria's nappies. She has black hair like her mum, but she is fair skin like her dad. And I sort of foresee that she is absolutely going to be Richard's little princess. He's going to be very, very protective over little Victoria. She's going to be the apple of his eye, and I can foresee a lot of drama in her teenage years, maybe when she's sort of starting to want to date, get out from under her father's thumb, that kind of thing. That maybe they'll have some issues, but yeah, he's devoted to little Victoria. But yeah, so that is his family. So in terms of how I play the general, he works very hard. He goes to work most days, and then his role in the military hood is I will summon him to the other lots randomly and make him give speeches and stuff like that. And then with anyone who is level 7 or above, so a senior officer or above, it is his job to try to have a relationship with those people, make friends with them, invite them over. They host a lot of parties. They need to, they have like meetings and stuff as well. He'll have meetings with his senior officers, usually here, and they'll sit around the formal dining table and chat and try to be really influential, well-connected people. I think General McMaster also would be really keen to set up a military school here in the actual military district for the kids of the military district, rather than them having to go into Hansen River, Maine. That might be something that he does. It would be a very different school. It would probably be a boarding school. I'm like playing around with this idea still. It's still taking shape in my head, but I'm very tempted to set up like a military boarding school lot here in the military hood, and all the military kids get sent there, and then they come home on like weekends maybe, because I don't know, I could see that being quite fun. And maybe the McMaster family will fund that, or will make that kind of happen. They do have quite a bit of money. I think Richard has in his bank account he's got almost 50,000 in his bank account. So that might be something that he proposes in the next senior officers meeting. So we'll have to try to make that happen. But so that is the military district. Now this, as I said, for me is very fun. It might not be very fun for you. And if you want to do a Build a City challenge and you're thinking, I don't want to have a whole military neighborhood, that just sounds really boring and repetitive. That's cool, don't do it. Get rid of that rule. Just have military be a career the same as any old other career in your Build a City challenge. Just have it be a rabbit hole career. Just plonk down this building somewhere and be like, yeah, that's where the military people go to work. It's fine. You do you. Play what's fun for you. Now, something else that I wanted to quickly talk about before I end this video is a couple more sort of bits and pieces about how I play The Sims 2 in general and how I handle aging. So I've received a couple of questions and comments about this, so I wanted to show you guys my aging system. So when I was looking through custom aging systems, there seemed to be two sort of pretty popular ones that I could find. One was the 1 day in The Sims equals 1 real life year. The other one was 2 days in The Sims equals 1 year in real life. I looked at the 1 day equals 1 year aging mod, and I thought, you know what, that seems too short for me, especially with the kids and teenagers. They were only going to be there for like 6 days or something. And I was like, that's too short for me. So then I looked at the 1 year equals 2 days, and that felt too long for me. And I was like, nah, I don't think I like that. So I developed my own aging system, which is right in between that, where 1 year in real life is a day and a half in The Sims. So it's a little bit complicated to think about. But basically, say that a person is a kid for 6 years, then that is going to be 9 days in my game, because it's 6 plus another half. So my babies are babies for 2 days. I said that a baby is from about newborn to about 1.5. So I rounded that up to be 2 days. A toddler is from around age 1.5 to age 5 when they start school. So I said that's 3.5 years, which is going to be 5 days. Children, I counted as from age 6 to age 12, which is 6 years. So that's 9 days. So 6 plus another 3. Teenagers were 13 to 19, which is another 6 years. I rounded this up to 10 days instead of 9 days because I like teenagers and I have a lot of fun playing teenagers, and I wanted an extra day or two with my teenagers. I say that the young adult stage would probably be around age 20 to 30, so that'd be 10 years, which would be 15 days. And then an adult would be from about age 31 to about 65, which is 34 years, which would equal 51 days. So that would give me in total an adult lifespan of 66 days. I shortened this to 60 because I think that's plenty. I don't think I need more than 60 days with my Sims as adults. Then for elders, that is age 66 to 80, which is 19 years, which would equal 28 days. But of course, not everybody lives to be 80. So as a base, my elders are elders for 14 days. And then if you age up in gold aspiration, you get another 14 days on top of that, and you live to be 80. If you age up in silver aspiration, you get 9 more days. If you age up in bronze, you get 6 extra days to make the average of 20 days total. And then if you age up with neutral aspiration, you don't get any extra days. And if you age up with bad aspiration, negative aspiration, you actually lose 2 days off of being an elder. Then I have fertility information stored in here as well. So I have my ACR fertility settings adjusted to my custom age span, because hot tip, if you have a custom age span and you have ACR, you want to adjust those to make it work together. But I've got some information on that there, which I won't bore you with. Just to let you guys know, my Sims are alive for quite a long time. I'm still tweaking this, and I may still continue to tweak this as I play through. I might make my elders live for longer. Maybe I'll change this to be 66 to 90. And make it so if you age up with a gold aspiration, you live to be 90 instead of 80. I might change that. I'm not sure yet. I haven't had that many elders in Hansen River yet. So I'm not sure what I want to do with that. So we'll see how that goes. But then the other thing I wanted to quickly talk about is just how I play in general, my sort of gameplay philosophies, I guess, because I know that a lot of people approach gameplay in The Sims 2 a little bit differently. Cindy Pleasant Sims, when she was doing a lot of Sims 2 videos on YouTube, she really popularized the concept of playing wants-based with your Sims. So obviously all Sims have wants in The Sims 2, wants and fears, and this is, in my opinion, the best feature of The Sims 2, or maybe equal best feature along with the animations of The Sims 2. The wants and fears system is so dynamic and so important, I think, to creating a well-rounded life simulation game. It's one of the reasons I hate The Sims 4. It's one of the reasons that I don't actually like The Sims 3 as much, because they got rid of fears. You still have wants, but you don't have fears. But yeah, so when Cindy Pleasant Sims was doing a lot of YouTube videos and everything, she really popularized the idea of playing wants-based. So the only things that your Sims do are things that they want to do. Now, I like that system, I do, and I have incorporated a lot more of that into my gameplay, but I also play sort of in like a god way as well. Like I am the watcher, and if I have a storyline in mind for my Sims, I will act out that storyline. If I have a character in mind for my Sims, I will act out their character as I see fit. So say that my Sim wants to do something and I don't think it's in keeping with their character, I won't let them do that. Say I've got a Sim who doesn't have a want to do something that I want them to do because I think it's in keeping with their storyline or their character. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the Sim to do that thing. I find that playing only wants-based is a little bit too restrictive for me. I want to have creative freedom. I want to have creative license. I want to be able to play out all my little storylines, play out my characters. And I feel like that really helps me connect to the Sims. I do use wants-based gameplay as a base for my gameplay, but I will still intervene and go, no, I'm the master of my game and I'm going to play this storyline and I'm going to give you this. I'm going to make this happen, or I'm going to not let this happen because this is how I see you as a Sim. So that is how I sort of play The Sims 2. It's like wants-based. I have systems, I have rules, I have guidelines, and then I will also just do whatever tickles my fancy. And that's the way I like to play. I think it's really fun. And that's the way that I've played Hansen River since its inception. That's the way that all my Sims have come to be. And I just find that the most fun. Because I find that if you play only once-based, you really can end up with characters who are a bit too samey. And you'll find, you know, all of your characters are extremely successful and all of your characters are very high aspiration, which is fun. But sometimes it's also fun to have Sims who aren't as successful and maybe who struggle in life. Yeah, I don't know, things like that. But so finally, you guys, that wraps up my tour of Hansen River Build a City Challenge. I really hope that you enjoyed this third and final part of the tour. I will be continuing to play this neighborhood off camera. I have had a few comments being like, I'd love to see this neighborhood in action, and I get that. I do get that, but this is my baby. This is my hood. This is like my private happy place that I come to when I want to just play The Sims and not have anyone watch. So I will give probably sneak peeks into the neighborhood when I do builds for the hood. I'll probably, record them and upload them as speed builds or things like that. But the gameplay is going to remain camera. If you are interested in seeing me play a Build a City challenge live, I highly recommend coming over to my Twitch channel. We have a Build a City challenge there, as I mentioned, that we do with members of my community. It's really fun. So it's like a Sim Self Build a City challenge. And yeah, so if you're interested in seeing me play a Build a City challenge, I do recommend coming over to Twitch. If that's not something you're interested in, then I can also recommend some really great other YouTube channels here on YouTube which are doing Build a City challenges. I religiously watch Katie Catastrophe, PhD Simmer, and I have also just started watching a channel called Cat Muto. All of these channels are doing Build a City challenges. They're all really fun. I watch them as soon as episodes come out. I feel like I'm forgetting someone else that I was going to mention. Dang it. I'll pop a link in the video description. Oh, also in the video description you will find a blank copy of my spreadsheet. I received so many requests for my spreadsheet, so there's a blank copy of that in the video description, so if you want it, it's there and have it. I think a spreadsheet's a really personal thing though, so if you don't like it, feel free to change it. Anyway guys, that is going to do it for me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts and suggestions. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, hit that notification bell, and I will be back at some point with some more videos on a different topic. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Dag dag.